Welcome to second BSc Electronics video classes. Now, in this video, I will explain about a differentiator and logarithmic amplifier. Okay, so these all are the applications of a differential amplifier. That means here a differential amplifier can also be used as a differentiator. That means it is the output voltage is equal to the derivative of input voltage, that is called as a differentiator. And next, coming to the logarithmic amplifier. Here the logarithmic amplifier means an operational amplifier can also perform the logarithmic functions like log functions as well as anti-log functions. Okay, now first of all I will explain a differentiators. So what is meant by a differentiation? Okay, the basic operational amplifier differentiator circuit produces an output signal which is a first derivative of input signal. That means whenever we are applying of input to the operational amplifier, so it will gives the derivative of input signal. So it is called as a differentiation. That means an operational amplifier circuit perform the mathematical operations of differentiation. That is produces a voltage output which is directly proportional to the input voltage rate of change with respect to time. Okay, so that means here the definition of a differentiation is it is proportional. That means the output is proportional to the input voltage, that is rate of change of time with respect to time. That is V out is equal to dV in divided by D out. Okay, so here this is a differentiator op amp. We are already discussed about an integrator. In integrator we are used a capacitor as a feedback element. Now in this differentiator we are using a resistor as a feedback element. This is also a negative feedback. Okay, so here therefore this is a output of a differentiator. That means here the output voltage V naught is equal to the derivative of input voltage, the rate of change of input voltage with respect to time. That is nothing but the differentiator. So here this is an RC. RC means it is a time constant. Here a negative sign is used. Why? Because here we are using a negative feedback amplifier. So that's why it is a negative sign is used. Okay, so next this is an op amp differentiator circuit. Okay, so here this is final differentiator circuit. The input signal to the differentiator is applied to a capacitor. Okay, so input is applied at the capacitor. The capacitor blocks DC contents, so there is no current flow through the amplifier summing point. So therefore the resulting output voltage is 0. So here the capacitor means the capacitor it will blocks the DC voltage. So it will blocks the DC voltage. Therefore there is no voltage at the summing point. So therefore the output voltage is also 0. Here the capacitor only allows AC type of input voltages change to pass through the whole frequency depend on the rate of change of input signal. Okay, so here a low frequencies the reactance of the capacitor is high resulting in a low gain. Here, and low output voltage from the op amp. At high frequencies, the reactance of the capacitor is much lower, resulting in a higher gain and higher output voltage from the differentiator amplifier. So that means it will produces the capacitor will gives a high gain and a high output voltage. Okay, so here the high frequency op amp differentiator circuit will becomes acts as an oscillator. This is mainly it will determined from the frequency response of op amp circuit, causing a second order response. At high frequencies, an output voltage far higher than what would be expected. Here, to avoid this high frequency gain of a circuit, you need to reduce adding an additional small value of capacitor across the feedback resistor RF. So that means it has a drawback in the differentiator. So that's why we add a capacitor across a feedback resistor to avoid the high frequency gain of the circuit. Okay, so you have to reduce the additional, we have to reduce that high frequency gain. So you have to add one capacitor across the feedback resistor RF. Since here the node voltage across an operational amplifier and the current flowing through the capacitor will be given as, that is IF is a current in the feedback element, that is IF is equal to minus V out divided by RF. So here the charge on the capacitor equals the capacitance times of the voltage. Therefore we already know this formula. So here actually here V out is equal to V in. So here this is a formula for this differentiator. So those all equations are we already know. So therefore after that, this is dq by dt is the capacitor current. So here in is equal to C into dVn by dt, that is equal to IF. Therefore finally the output of a differentiator is given as V out is equal to minus RFC into dV in by dt. Okay, so here this is the output of a differentiator. Here this is output of differentiator. Okay, so likewise we have to find out the differentiating output. Okay, so therefore the output voltage V out is a constant of minus R times the derivative of the input voltage. The minus sign is indicates the 180 degrees of phase shift because the input signal is connected to the inverting input terminal of the operational amplifier. So the 180 degrees of phase shift means, so here we are applying of a signal is likewise the phase shift is 180 degrees of phase shift is likewise. Okay, so on final point to mention, an op amp differentiator circuit is a basic form, has two disadvantages compared to previous operational amplifier, that is integrator. One is it suffers from instability at high frequencies, and also the capacitive input makes very susceptible to random noise signals, and any noise or harmonics present in the source circuit will be amplified more than the input signal. This is because the output is proportional to the slope of the input voltage. So some means of limiting the bandwidth in order to achieve a closed loop stability is required. Okay, so these are the true two drawbacks appeared in integrating circuit. Okay, so that means the sorry, in not integrating circuit, in differentiating circuit. Those two drawbacks are, here this is suffers from instability at high frequencies. That means the stability is not there at high frequencies. And next one is, it is very susceptible random noise signals and noise harmonics present in the source circuit will be amplified more than input signal itself. That means, compared to input signal, the noise signal will be amplified. Okay, so these are the drawbacks appeared in the differentiator. Okay, so now we will move to another topic. So these are the op amp differentiator waveforms. So here, changing signal, square wave, triangular wave or sine wave type of signals, these are the input differentiating circuits. And here we used a final shape is depend on the RC time constant, the resistance and capacitor combination. That means the final output is depends upon the what are the RC time constants are used. Depending upon that time constants, it will be appear. Okay, so these are the input signals. It will appear like this. These are called as spikes. So this is a square wave and these are the spikes. So here, okay, so those are some important points we have to discuss. These are some of important waveforms for this. So next one is the improved differential amplifier. So the basic single resistor and single capacitor op amp differentiator is not widely used to reform a mathematical functions of differentiation, because it has a two faults, instability as well as noise. In order to reduce these two drawbacks, an extra resistor, that is Rn, is added at the input, that is in this figure. Okay, so this is a improved op amp differentiator circuit. So here one of the resistor and another resistor, that is Rn, will be used. Why? Because in previous differentiator it has a two drawbacks. First one is a noise and next one is an instability. Okay, so that's why an extra resistor Rn will be added in this circuit. Here this is a improved op amp differentiator amplifier. Okay, so now this is some explanation about the above circuit. Adding the input resistance Rin limits the differentiators, increase the gain Rf by R1. That means adding of this resistor, it will limits the gain. That means it will produces at high frequencies, it will gives very high gain. So by adding of the resistor at the in front of the capacitor, so it will reduces the gain. That means it will increase the gain at the ratio Rf by Rin. So the circuit now acts like a differentiator amplifier at low frequencies and amplifier with a resistive feedback at high frequencies give much better noise. That means the noise will not amplify more than the input signal. An additional attenuation of higher frequencies is accomplished by connecting capacitor Cf in parallel with the differentiator feedback resistor. Okay, so that's why in active high pass filters we have to see in these concepts. Okay, so the next topic, we are moved to the next topic, that is the log amplifiers. Log amplifiers means the logarithmic amplifiers. The logarithmic amplifier is a linear circuit in which the output voltage will be a constant times of natural logarithm of input. Okay, so here the definition, here this is the definition of logarithmic amplifier. So here the logarithmic amplifier means it is an output voltage at a constant times of a natural logarithm of input voltage. So here the basic output equation of the logarithmic amplifier is V out is equal to some constant k into natural logarithm of V in by V reference here, where V reference is the constant of normalization. The k is the scalar constant. Okay, so here this logarithmic amplifier has much more number of applications are there. So in our electronic fields, here this is used a multiplication or a division, and also it is used for the signal processing, computerized process. And next one is control, compression, decompression, RMS value detection, and these are the some of the examples for using of this logarithmic amplifier. Basically, there are two logarithmic amplifiers are there. First one is op amp diode logarithmic amplifier as well as op amp transistor logarithmic amplifier. Okay, so these are the two amplifiers we are discussed now in this video. First of all, this is a basic logarithmic amplifier by using a transistor. Here we are using a transistor here. This is a transistor. In place of transistor, here used a diode also. This is a by using diode logarithmic amplifier. But in this presentation, I explained only the transistor based logarithmic amplifier. So here it is used as a CB junction is shortened. Okay, so here it is obtained by using transistor as a diode in the feedback loop. That means this transistor will be acts as a diode. Here the current I is equal to what amount of current will be flows at this node, that is the virtual ground concept node. Here this is a virtual ground concept node. This is the current. How much current will be flows through this circuit. So here the current I is equal to V in divided by VB. Here this is a VB. This is a VB. So V in minus VB divided by R here. So here consider a virtual ground. Therefore VB is equal to, so there 0. Therefore V in by R. And next one is, as the op amp current is 0, therefore I is equal to IC is equal to the current IC is the collector current. The VCB is equal to 0 for the virtual ground concept. Therefore, the base voltage, that is VBE, means base to emitter voltage, that is equal to VT divided by IC by IS. Okay, so this is the VCE, that means base voltage. How much the base voltage is? That is VT into LN into IC by IB. Okay, here this is a base voltage. Now by applying output side we get, so the output side is equal to V naught plus VBE is equal to 0. Therefore IC is equal to V in by R. We already know this. Now substituting the equation number 9, therefore minus V naught is equal to VT. VB is nothing but this value. We are substituting this. So therefore we can change this. So therefore we get, that is by calculating this, by simplifying this, V reference is equal to R into IS. Therefore V naught is equal to minus VT into Ln into V in divided by V reference. Okay, next coming to the anti-logarithmic amplifier. So the basic anti-logarithmic amplifier is shown in this figure. The position of a diode and the resistor are interchanged with respect to logarithmic amplifier. Okay, so in this circuit, changed the resistor and the diode. Here the virtual ground concept is also used. Therefore VA is equal to VB is equal to 0. Therefore we already know this the formula, that is IF is equal to I naught into E power. This means this is a Schottky diode equation, that is ID is equal, this is the formula. And next one here, this is a current, that is the feedback current. Okay, so that means V naught is already 0. Why? Because this is also a virtual ground concept. Therefore finally that is minus V naught divided by RF. So this is also a feedback current and this is also a feedback current. So equating these two equations, we will get as this equation, that is V naught is equal to minus I naught I e power eta into Vt. Therefore here this is I naught R is constant for DC voltage. It is referred to as a V reference. Therefore finally the output is equal to minus V reference into e power V in divided by eta into Vt. Okay, so here this is a final expression for the anti-lock amplifiers. Okay, so it is seen that the output voltage is exponential function of the input. The basic anti-lock amplifier can also be constructed by replacing diode by transistor. Okay, so the diode, that means in place of diode we have to use a transistor also. The output is proportional to the anti-logarithm of input, that is the above equation. So in this equation, the both the cases, it is good for the both the cases. This is a temperature dependent, and hence the temperature changes, the equation is also varies. So the anti-logarithmic also suffered some problems as that of log amplifiers. Some temperature compensation is required for the logarithmic amplifiers. So here no bias, no noise, and offset voltages, drifts, and frequency stability problems are there in these logarithmic amplifiers. Now this is a basic anti-logarithmic amplifier using a transistor. Okay, so here we use of these basic concepts in the later classes. So here this is a basic anti-logarithmic amplifier by using a transistor. So here the formula is, here IC is equal to IS into e power V in divided by Vt. Okay, so this is the basic one. Now that the current IC and the current I are same as op amp current is 0. Therefore I is equal to IC into VB minus V naught divided by RF, that is equal to minus V naught by RF. This equation, all these equation is same as for the logarithmic amplifier. This already discussed. Okay, so the finally the output of voltage is proportional to the exponential of Vin, that is anti-log of Vin. This circuit works as a basic anti-log amplifier. So in both the above circuits, it can be seen that the terms I naught, IS, Vt are present. So the input equation, all these are the function of a temperature. So that means the temperature changes, the parameters also change, and causes a serial errors at the output. So the basic anti-log circuits are also face some important limitations, and hence the temperature compensation is must for anti-log circuits as well. Okay, so these are the logarithmic and anti-logarithmic amplifiers. Okay, so up to now we discussed the unit number 1. that is operational amplifiers. Basics, definitions, adders, subtractors, inverting amplifiers, non-inverting amplifiers, summing amplifiers, differentiating amplifiers, logarithmic amplifiers. What are the topics are there in the unit number 1? I covered all those topics. Okay, thank you. Don't confuse adders and summing amplifiers are same, as well as differentiating amplifiers and subtractors are same. Okay, thank you.